This is Mr. L. Anthony Karoxin, Assistant Professor from TSM College of Engineering and Technology in Tirunelveli. And in this video, we are going to discuss about the construction techniques, equipments, and practices.
In this video, we are going to discuss about the construction equipments. It's nothing but the equipments that are used in the construction industry. And these are the topics we are going to discuss in this video. The first one is selection of equipments for earthwork. Next one is type of earthwork equipments that are used. And the third one is tractors. Next one is motor graders, scrappers. Next one is front end waders. Next one is earth movers. And the equipments for foundation and pile driving. The equipments that are used for compaction. Equipments that are used for material handling and erection of structures. And the equipments that are used for dredging, trenching, and tunneling. Now we can see one by one. Before seeing about the equipment that are used for the construction, we are going to see the factors that are affecting the selection of construction equipments. These are the 9 factors that are affecting the selection of equipment that are used in construction. The first one is the use of equipments available with the organization. It is a major factor that is affecting the selection of equipment. And the next one is suitability for job condition. Next one is uniformity of types. And next one is the equipment size. It is one of the major factors that is affecting the selection of equipments. The next one is use of standard equipment, and based on the country of origin also the factor may depend upon, and based upon the cost of production of the unit also the factors it depend upon the equipment that is used, and the availability of spare parts and the selection of manufacturers, and the final one is suitability of local labors that is used for the operation of these equipments. And now we are going to see about the classification of the construction equipments. These are the 7 classifications that are used for the equipment constructions. The first one is earth moving equipment. Second one is hauling equipment. Third one is conveying equipment. Fourth one is aggregate and concrete production equipment. Fifth one is pile driving equipment. And the sixth one is tunneling and rock drilling equipment. And the final one is pumping and dewatering equipments. Now we can see one by one. First one we are going to see about the earth moving equipments. It's nothing but the equipment that are used to move the earth, that is the soil that are above the ground surface. So there are 3 classifications of the earth moving equipments. They are excavating equipments, earth moving equipments, and the other one is the excavating and earth moving equipments. In the earth excavating equipments, there are 2 equipments. They are power shovel and backhoe. Now we can see about the power shovel. Power shovel is a type of equipment that is used as a earth excavating material, and it is a long sting equipment, and it is used to excavate all types of earth and the hard rock, but it's not useful, not advisable for using in hard rock, but it used in other types of materials except hard rock. And there are 2 types of power shovels that are used. First one is wheel mounted, and next one is crawler mounted. Crawler mounted is nothing but it is consists of a chain. So the wheel mounted has a high speed one comparing to that of the crawl mounted, which is a low speed one. And the basic parts that are used in the power shovel are track system, cables, boom foot pins, boom point sheave, a cabin, rack and sticks, saddle block, and bucket. And the operation of the power shovel is based on a cable controlled, and the application of the power shovel are it's a close range of work, and it is used for very hard materials and big size boulders, etc. And the factors that are controlling the power shovels are class of material, depth of cutting, and the angle of swing, and based upon the skill of the operator. And this is the pictorial representation of the power shovel. It's a crawler type power shovel which is having a chain and it has a pin. It's a hydraulic rod, cylinder rod, and it's also having a turn ring. Now we are going to see about the backhoe. Backhoe is nothing but it's also a the earth excavating equipment, and it's also termed as hoe, black shovel, and pull shovel. It's used to excavate the below the surface of equipment and caves into the ground. And there are some basic parts of the backhoe. They are boom, foot drum, stick bucket, jack boom sheave, and the final one is bucket sheave. And the operation of the backhoe is similar to that of the shovel, but it not makes outward strokes while digging. And some of the applications of the backhoe are trenches, footings, and basements, and it's also used to trim the surface. And this is the pictorial representation of the backhoe, which is used to excavate the earthwork. And this is a crawler type backhoe, and it has a bucket cylinder. It has a boom stick bucket and stick cylinder. Now we are going to see about the earth moving equipments, and some of the earth moving equipments that are used are motor graders and cranes. First we are going to see about the motor graders. The motor graders is nothing but it is a earth equipment used, and they may be either towed or motorized. It's usually self-propulsive. And now we are going to see about the construction of the motor grade. The front of the grader frame is supported on a pair of front wheels, and rear is supported on a tandem wheel, and it is supported by a curved blade on a circle, and it turn around 360 degree. And the blades also we can replace it, and the seeing about the cutting depth, it's about 2 to 4 centimeter. Now we are going to see the speed of the equipment. It's based upon speed. There are 3 types, that is light duty, heavy duty, and normal duty. If it's light duty means it's about 6 to 10 km per hour. If it's heavy duty, it is 2 to 3 km per hour. If it's a normal duty, it is 4 to 6 km per hour. Saying about the uses, the gravel, it's used for gravel road repairing. It's used for bank cutting, and used for base course spreading. It's used for snow land breaking. It's used for ditch filling, and used for material mixing, etc. It's the pictorial representation of the motor graders that are used in the construction industries, which is used to move the earth equipments and clear the earth equipment techniques. Now we are going to see about the cranes. It is a familiar one, which we all know about it. It's used in the construction projects, shippings, industries, etc. to export the material from one place to another. And they may be electrically operated, or it may be based upon diesel operated or diesel electric drive. And some of the classification of the cranes are derrick cranes, mobile cranes, overhead or gantry cranes, traveler cranes, and tower cranes. Now we are going to see about the derrick cranes. There are some parts of the derrick cranes, that is mast, boom, bull wheel, or these some parts. And in the derrick crane, there are 2 types, that is guy derrick and stiff leg derrick. And the operation of the derrick cranes are it has a boom. It will revolve around 360 degrees, and the boom can carry a load up to 200 tons. If the boom carrying the load is less than 50 tons, means guy ropes are replaced by truss structure. So the stiff legs derricks, it can carry around 7 to 50 tons. Now we are going to see about the uses of the derrick cranes, and it's used for loading and unloading cargoes, mainly at ports, harbors, etc. And it's used to handle loose materials like sand, ballast, coal, etc. And it's also used in the construction projects, industrial projects, multi-story building construction, etc. And it's also used in the plant erection, and mainly used for carrying heavy beams and to erect from one place to another. And this is the pictorial representation of the derrick crane, which is used in the construction industry. And now we are going to see about the mobile cranes. Saying about mobile cranes, they are either crawler mounted or wheeler mounted. As we seen earlier, crawler mounted is nothing but it has a chain which is used to move the crane, or it may be a wheel mounted one. And comparing between 2 crawler mounted and wheel mounted mobile crane, the crawler mounted are highly maneuverable, and it's operated on unmade grounds, and it's suitable for rough terrains, and it's operated in a limited area. But the truck mounted cranes have high mobility and can be operated from anywhere in any situation. And saying about speed of the mobile crane, it is about 70 to 75 km per hour. And it is the pictorial representation of the mobile crane, which is a wheel mounted one. And now we are going to see about the overhead cranes. Overhead cranes is also a type of crane which is used for the handling load over a long rectangular area, and consists of a structural bridge, is supported on a elevated tracks and supporting a lifting block. And next one is the traveler cranes. It's also a type of crane that have their crabs moving on girders supporting on legs. And next one is tower cranes, and it's a like a structure of truss, and it's welded from angle bars and channels. Here in the tower cranes they are provided ladders for ease purpose, and they can be assembled and as well as it can be dismantled. This is a type of traveler crane which is used in the industry or any plant erection to handle the materials and to operate, to load and unload from the one place to another. And this is a type of tower crane which is used in the industry. Now we are going to see about the excavating and earth moving equipments. In the excavating and earth moving equipments, we are going to see about scrappers, bulldozers and tractors. Tractors is in the scrapper. Now first we are going to see about the scrappers. It is a compromise between the best loading and bed hauling machine, and it's unique for long distance hauling. The scrappers itself digs holes and deposits the materials in uniform thick layers. And there are two types of scrappers, that is nothing but the crawler tractor pulled, and another one is wheel based. And these are the basic parts that are used in the scrappers. First one is bowl, apron, and next one is ejector. Ejector is nothing but it's a tailgate that is used in the scrappers. Now we are going to see about the capacity of the scrappers. It has a keep capacity of the bowl, and the operation is based on the following points, which is while digging the current edge enters the ground by lowering the bowl. The front apron is raised, and after the edge is raised, the apron is lowered while hauling, and while dumping the ejector is used for dumping the elements. And this is the type of the scrapper which is used in the construction industry, which is having a tractor engine compartment, and it has a bowl to carry the elements and to place it in another place, and it has a cutting edge which is used to cut the earth, and used to also used to excavate the materials and to place from one place to another. Next one is bulldozers. As we all familiar with the name, it's also a equipment which is used to make the earth materials to replace from one place to another, and it's also a versatile equipment. It is essentially a heavy steel blade. It's mounted on the front of the tractor, and these are the classifications of the based on the bulldozers. Or it's based on some of the points, which is position of blades. Position of blade means if it is a perpendicular, also it's a perpendicular blade, as well as it also a blade on at an angle. The next one is mounting, is also a classification which is based on wheel mounted or crawler mounted. Based upon control, it's classified into two, which is a cable control or a hydraulic controller. And we are going to see about the constructions of the bulldozer. It consists of a heavy blade with concave profile. It has a blade and is attached to the body with two arms, and it has a supporting frame, and it is held by two push arms. And some of the applications of the bulldozers are spreading earth fill, and it's used to clearing and opening up pilot roads, and it's also used for the backfilling trenches. And this is a typical representation of a bulldozer, which is all we known already. And it has a cutting edge, it has a blade, it's also having a track roller frame, and has a track idler. It's a push frame which is used to push the materials, push the earth elements, and it's also used to excavate by using the ripper tooth. Now we are going to see about the tractors. This is also a familiar term which we already known, which we see in our daily life. So it's a multi-purpose machine that is mainly used for pulling and pushing other machines, and mainly used for the agricultural purpose. And there are two types. that is nothing but the wheel type and crawler type. And there are comparison, we are going to compare the two types of the tractors, that is nothing but the wheel type and crawler type. While you are seeing about the crawler type, it is a slow speed equipment, and comparing to wheel type, it has a greater speed. So in the crawler speed we can handle heavy jobs, but in case of the wheeler type, we can handle only lighter jobs. And seeing about the crawler types, it's costly, and if it's a wheeler type means it's somewhat cheaper compared to that of the crawler type. In the crawler type, it requires some skill to operate, and in case of wheeler type, there is no much skill for operation. And in the crawler type, there is a stick control for the steering, and in case of the wheel type, it has a wheel control for steering. And in case, and next one is it's used for only rough roads in case of the crawler type. If it's a wheeler type means it's also used in rough as well as the good roads. These are the some of the differences that we can see in case of crawler type as well as that of the wheeler type of the tractors. This is the typical representation of the crawler type, which has a belt like structure instead of wheel. So it's a somewhat a slow process, and it can be operated by using the help of the rods. So it's somewhat less, and it's somewhat people experienced to operate to these types of crawler types tractors. And this is the wheeler tractor, which is used in the construction industry, as we all know earlier. It has a blade which is used to move the materials, and mainly used in the agriculture projects. And next we are going to see about the earth compaction equipments. In the earth compaction equipment, there are three types: smooth wheeler rollers, sheep foot rollers, and pneumatic rollers. Compaction nothing but to remove the voids of the elements of the, or example soil or some other elements. To remove the soil means by using some rollers we can remove the air voids that are present in the soil. And there are the equipment for material handling or hauling, conveying equipments, etc. And in the hauling, conveying equipments, we are going to see about the dump trucks, dumpers, and conveyors. Initially we are going to see about dump trucks. Dump trucks or trucks that are used to dump the materials from one place to another. There are two types of the dump trucks. They are side dump trucks and bottom dump trucks. In case of side dump trucks, the dumping is done to the side of the truck, and it's mainly used for hauling wet clay, sand, gravel, quarrying rocks, etc. In case of the bottom dump trucks, the dumping is done mostly by the bottom of the truck. It's by opening the bottom we can dump the materials, and it's suitable for free flowing materials such as sand, gravel, dry earth, and hot clay, etc. And side dumps is mainly used for the wet materials. In case of bottom dumps, it's mainly used for the dry materials and some hard clay, etc. And this is the pictorial representation of the side dump truck, in which we can dump the materials or any elements by using the side dumping truck. And this is the typical representation of the bottom dump truck, in which the materials can be dumped and it can be replaced by another place by using the bottom dump truck. Now we are going to see about the dumpers. Dumpers is nothing but the high speed pneumatic wheel trucks, and it has a short chassis, and it is suitable mainly for short hauling on high roads, and specifically where a shuttle movement is required. Next we are going to see about the batching, mixing, and placing of concrete. As we all know that the batch is nothing but we have to make the proportions of the concrete, and by using weight batching and some sort of batching are also used to, and it's nothing but the proportioning the ingredients of the concrete for a particular mix. Based upon the mix we have to make the proportions, and we have to take the particulars. And in mainly weight batching is commonly used in these types of batches, and there are some of the types of batches. They are manual batching, semi-automatic batching, and automatic batching. From the types itself from the name itself we can know it's a manual batching means it's completely made by we have to operate and we have to do in the batching. It's a semi-automatic batching means partially we have to make the batching, and it's partially it made by the machine. And so automatic batching means it's a fully automatic, and we have to provide the materials, and the mixing and the batching will be done with the help of the machines that are used in the batches. And this is it is a pictorial representation of the concrete batcher which is used in the construction equipment. And now we are going to see about the concrete mixers. Concrete mixers, it's a mixing of all the ingredients of concrete to make a mix of the specified consistency, and by using it can be mixed by using a hand or by machine. So there are some of the factors that are governing the concrete mixers, or the correct setting of machine. It's one of the major factor that is governing the mixing proportion. And the proper cleaning of blades. If the blade is not cleaned properly, it will not mix at a required speed or required proportion. So it's also one of the factors that is governing the mixing. And the sequence of material charged, how much the load the material has charged. Based upon that also the concrete mixtures will act. If the load is high, the mixing ratio, mixing proportion will get lowered, so thereby the mixture get reduced. So thereby current also will get increased by this type of sequence of materials if it's charged more than the required materials. And we have to use the water in a timely supply. If it is not supplied correctly, it's also in case the concrete will get hardened or it will get somewhat uneasy to operate. So it's also one of the major factor that is used in the mixing. And the direction of flow is also a factor that is governing the mixing elements. And then the final one is the speed and time of mixing. It's also one of the important factor that is governing the mixing in the concrete mixtures. So speed and timing is one of the important one. And now we are going to see the types of the concrete mixtures, and there are two types of the concrete mixtures. One is drum type mixtures and pan type mixtures. In the drum type mixtures, that is one is tilting and another one is not tilting. Tilting means we can tilt the concrete mixture, and we can place the materials, and after placing and after mixing we can clean by using the water, and we can tilt by using, we can easily clean the drum. But in case of non tilting, it is somewhat complicated to clean the mixture after the finishing of the mixing. So these are the types. And next one is pan type mixtures, and this is the pictorial representation of concrete mixture we have seen already in every construction area. And this now we are going to see about the concrete places. And the concrete places is nothing but the equipment that are used to place the concrete on to the required site by using some of the materials or elements, and it's usually done through buckets carried on the railroads or tracks. And the dump trucks and belt conveyors is a mostly used one for the concrete places. And the cableways that can be used on the hoisting of the buckets may be done with the help of the crane or any equipment that like the help of the cranes. This is the type of the concrete places which is used in the construction industries. And the next one is concrete pumps. We are going to see about the concrete pumps. Concrete pumps are nothing but they are heavy direct pumps that are inaccessible sites, that are used in the inaccessible sites such as tunnels, underways and subways. In these types of areas we can't use concrete mixtures or any other concrete mixtures. So in that places we can use concrete pumps to concrete the materials. So pumps can be mounted on trucks or trailers. With the help of the trucks or trailers, we can assess the area and we can use in that area for the concrete mixtures. Typical or they are used for the tunnels, in underwater ways and subways. In the concrete pumps, there are some more types. They are pneumatic concrete places. It is consists of the pressure vessel, which is open at the top and they are conical at the bottom, and has a compressed air which is used to push the concrete through the pipelines. Next, we are going to see about the pile driving equipments. These are the equipments driven by the piles into the ground for the purpose of the transferring surface loads, and they are used where the soil is somewhat clay area. So this sort of pile or piles are used. It's driven into the ground and it's an effective at an economical cost also. And in this pile driving equipment, there are two types. They are pile driven rigs, and the next one is pile driven hammers. In the pile driven rigs, there are skid mounted, crane mounted, and floating rigs also used. And next we are going to see about the dredging equipments. In the dredging equipments, we are going to see about the dredgers as well as trenches. Initially, we can see about the dredgers. Dredgers is a type of equipment which is used for excavation in the riverbed area, lake area, sea. Its main aim is to deepen the bed of the river or lake or sea, etc. And there are some types are used in the dredgers. They are dipper dredger, the next one is ladder dredger, and the final one is suction dredger. This is the typical representation of the dredger, which is mainly used in the sea or lakeside area, which is mainly used to deepen the surface of the earth where we are using it. First, we are going to see about the dipper dredger. It's usually mounted on the floating platform, and it has a boom which can rotate it around the 360 degree, or it may be sometimes it can rotate about 180 degree. Seeing about the production rate, it's about 50 cubic meter per hour. It has a bucket, and the size of the bucket is about 12.5 cubic meter, and the dumping range of the dipper dredger is around 30 meter, and it has a depth up to 15 to 18 meter. The next dredger we are going to see is the ladder dredger. It is a dredger which is equipped with bucket elevator mounted on a barge and is suspended on a steel ladder. And these type of ladder dredger are suitable for soft ground, sand and gravel. And the third one as we are going to see is suction dredger. It is similar to that of the other excavators, but it consists of a pump excavator and it's mounted on the barge with suction line and is supported on the ladder. So somewhat similar to that of the ladder dredger, but it has a pump excavator and it's mounted on the barge section and also supported by a ladder material. And next we are going to see about the trenches. Trenches is nothing but a type of excavation or depression in the ground, and it's generally deeper than it's wide, and it's narrow compared to the length of the trenches. And in the trenches there are two types, that is wheel trenches and next one is ladder type trenches. First we are going to see about the wheel type trenches. Wheel type trenches is nothing but it consists of a pair of circular rims and they are connected by a U-shaped bucket or cutters. And this type of wheel trenches are self-propelled, and these trenches are used for excavating devices and they are connected by means of some conveying materials. And now we are going to see about the width, depth and operation of the wheel trenches. Saying about the width, it's around 12 meter, and the depth of the wheel trenches are 3 meter, and they are operated on a cable drive method. And the wheel trenches are used for laying water, gas and oil pipelines, and also used for the telephone cables fittings, and also used for the drainage elements, and also used for sewers. and this is the typical representation of the wheel trencher that are used for the construction industry. And the next one is ladder type trencher. It's also a type of trencher, and it's also similar to that of the wheel trencher, except that it has a bucket that is provided with chain links on a ladder type frame, or it's also known as a boom. And there are some advantages. It is faster, cheaper, and the necessary depth is also advantages. It's also a continuous process. And the next one is going to see about the tunneling. And tunneling is nothing but the tunnels that are used for the construction. And first one is, and the need for tunneling or it's used for underground traffic. It is used for conduct for water. Next one is next need for the tunneling is access to mines, and it's used for subway, underground traffic, etc. And these are the shapes of tunnels that are used. First one is circular, elliptical, semicircular, arch, circular arch, semicircular arch, and the final one is horseshoe shaped. And there are some methods of tunnel driving. They are full face heading. The next one is heading and bench method. Third one is drift method, and the final one is pilot tunnel method. In the tunnel construction, there are some steps. That is, these are the steps that are used in the tunnel construction. First, you have to set up and drill, and then next we have to load the hole with explosives and firings. Next, we have to use ventilating and removing the dust, and we have to load and hauling the musk. Then we have to remove the groundwater if necessary, and then we have to erect the supports. Then we have to place the reinforcements, and then we have to place the concrete lining, and then we have to cure, and at last we have to remove the shuttering that are used in the tunnel construction. And now we are going to see the modern trends that are used in the tunneling. Nowadays, the modern trends that are used in the tunneling is the use of laser. They are accurate and somewhat it provides a correct direction and the position, and it's also used in helping the guiding the mold in correct direction and as in the conventional method of the tunneling. And this is all about tunneling methods. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you.